Let's get it. Let's go. Let's grow. Welcome back to another episode of Convos with Creators, where we go deep into the journey and the story and the strategies that very successful creators have followed and lived by to attain massive success. We've got a huge guest on this series, this episode. But before we jump into that, the first thing I need you to do is I need you to comment, get paid. Get paid. If you are somebody who has aspirations of getting paid to work with your favorite brands, posting content, creating content on social media, this is such a flourishing space in this point in time. So many creators, hundreds of thousands of creators are able to build a part-time and full-time income working with brands. And this Convos with Creator series is powered by none other than Creator, the #1 influencer marketing platform on the planet. You can set up a free account and you can literally start reaching out to and getting connected with brands that are looking for creators just like you to collaborate with and pay you to create content for their brand. I will be the first to tell you that brand partnerships have been one of the most lucrative sources of income for me as a creator. In fact, I've been able to generate over $50,000 over the past couple years working with some really cool brands. I'm talking about technology brands, software brands, creator equipment brands, all kinds of different brands, all because I decided to take Instagram, take social media and content creation serious. And if you want to turn your passions into profit and turn your influence into income on social media by working with brands that want to pay you, then you need to get with Creator right now. So comment, get paid, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pin this comment right here in the live, so that way you see that and you don't miss it. Comment, get paid right now in the comments, and you'll get a DM to start a completely free account with Creator so that you can start making money working with some of your favorite brands. Now, we are going to dive into this incredible conversation with an individual that I've had the pleasure of knowing for several years. As a matter of fact, when I first got started growing my business and growing my personal brand on Instagram, I was on this app called Clubhouse, where you get to have these live conversations with people all over the world. And I love jumping into rooms that were related to networking and business, entrepreneurship, and social media. And I crossed paths with this gentleman on many occasions. And then he started to come into the conversations that I would host on Clubhouse. And man, I mean, this guy is one of, if not the most successful fashion designers and tailors on planet Earth. This guy, he's world renowned. I mean, this guy is published in Elle magazine, Forbes magazine, Harper's Bazaar, so many others. And I mean, this dude he's a chairman. A chairman. Not he borrowed a chair. No, he's a chairman. All right. He's a chairman of the Tokyo Fashion Council as well. And also he's a member of the CFDA. I don't know if y'all know about that, but that is the Council of Fashion Designers of America. It's a very small community of people who have to be elite level in the fashion space in order to get invited into that special group of people. And the gentleman I'm talking about, his name is Justin Haynes. And if you don't know, find out. This guy has grown a massive following of over 300,000 people, and he's been able to secure brand deals that have paid him over $10,000. So without any further ado, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Justin Haynes in the house right now. What is up, my brother? How are you, man?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm blessed, man. Yo, don't be coming on here all swagged out. I'm here in my little humble white t-shirt.
I have on a jean shirt. That's all I have.
How are you, brother?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm blessed, man. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy life to just hop on here with me and have this conversation to shed light on the power of social media and personal branding and all the opportunities that can open up to someone because of that. And I mean, bro, you are 15 years in the game when it comes to fashion designing and tailoring. Like, you have truly mastered your craft, and you have been having incredible success before social media, off of social media, and now you are leveraging social media in a powerful way. Now, before we dive into my 20,000 questions that I have for you.
It's fine. It's fine. Go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I just want, for everybody who doesn't know who you are just yet, just give a quick introduction, man. Who is Justin Haynes?
Well, thank you first of all for having me. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. I'm Justin Haynes. I'm a designer and tailor. Where I specialize of Justin H, which is my brand. We specialize in men's, women's, and children's clothing. He said a whole lot in the reel. I mean, the reel has definitely done a lot, but I am now the second vice chairman of the Tokyo Council, Fashion Council, which I am now doing a lot of training and developing of international designers, which is huge for me. Outside of that, I'm doing a lot of teaching, not only in Tokyo, but in Singapore and China and Dubai. I'm doing a lot of teaching in fashion. So, how to pattern cut, and how to make successful garments, and how to build cohesive collections. And outside of that, I've been able to collaborate with a lot of sneaker brands that have attached to me. And I'm very thankful. So I've been in this game for about 15 years. My start is not where I am right now, which I'm very thankful.
Yeah, man, you are crushing it, man. Internationally known on the microphone. Well, you know what I mean. I've been around. Yo, man, you are seriously impacting the fashion industry from all fronts, man, and you are help raising, so to speak, the next generation of fashion designers who do influence culture, right? Who influence the way people see the world, the way people interact and connect and communicate with each other, right? Non-verbally. I think fashion is non-verbal communication in a sense, and you are one of the pioneers behind the next generation of that, which I think is absolutely amazing, man. And I know we can talk for days, all things fashion, and we're going to touch on a lot of that stuff in this conversation. But what I really want to key in on for the purpose of this series is just the amazing things that you've been able to accomplish as a fashion designer and as a creator on social media, because you have literally over 300,000 followers. And I don't even want to just call them followers. You have over 300,000 fans, people who love you. I was looking at the response that people had when I put up that promotional video, and people love you. They're blowing up the comments right now, talking, cheering you on and celebrating you and showing love for you, man. So it speaks volumes as to how tight knit you've built your community, how you've nurtured your community. And I would assume that that is a byproduct of you showing up authentically you on social media and being your true self and really living in your values through your content and how you communicate with people on social media, man. So let's talk about that, man. What role is social media playing in terms of you building your personal brand and building your fan base as well? Like, how important is that in your life right now?
It's huge. I can't say that it's not a huge part. It is, because like you said, the thousands of fans that I do have, and I don't consider them followers either. I have a huge fan base, and it didn't happen overnight. And I consider each and every one of them just as important as if a celebrity was to follow me. And I think that has been a true sentiment of me getting the followers that I have now. Me being who I am. For me, I can't portray somebody else and be somebody else in real life. That's just not who I am. And I think the majority of the people that I work with see that. Who you see on social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X now, and TikTok or whatever, I'm the same guy. I make sure of that. I make sure that what I post is legit. I make sure that there's nothing that's going to be skeptical, if that makes sense. I have to make sure, and I've learned not to post things until I have clearance, until things are set in stone. And doing that has brought a lot of exposure to me, and that's just posting, as things come along, and not even that, but making Instagram my personal magazine.
Mm,
You know,
I love.
I didn't really, I'm thankful for the Vogues and the L's and everyone else, but I knew that if no one reached that publication, they were going to reach the Instagram, they were going to reach the Facebook.
Mm,
So I had to make sure that I made that to the level of everything else that I'm being published in, because people are going to enjoy
wow.
that. So to answer that, yes, it's top priority. I make sure that they know about Instagram, and Instagram first, and Facebook and all my social media knows about the success that I have first.
Yeah.
And then if there's new collections, and I try to keep everything fresh, I try not to keep things stale.
Yeah.
So if you see a collection one week, you're going to see something new as an update the following week,
Mm.
because as you said, I want my fans to be able to see that I'm still in this game. I'm not just posting stuff and you won't see me 3 or 4 weeks down the line.
Right. That is amazing. Okay, you dropped a lot of nuggets, a lot of gems there, man. My back is already hurting trying to carry these gems. You just body slammed onto my forehead. All right, so wait, let me just take it back a little bit, man. This is wonderful. One of the key things that I picked out from what you were saying is just authenticity, right? You talked about how you show up on every social media platform the same way. You're not going to get a different character or personality on this platform than what you get on another platform. Everything
Mhm.
is consistent, so it makes it very easy for people to follow you and for people to trust you, and it builds this level of good expectancy where people can expect to see the same Justin on X or on TikTok as they saw on Instagram, and vice versa. And continuity of authenticity is such a powerful way to build a not only a large audience but a loyal audience
There it is.
as well, right? So when
Right,
you are
right,
loyal to how you show up, your audience will be loyal in showing up for you.
right.
And I think that is absolutely incredible. And another thing that you mentioned, which I think this went over a lot of people's heads, so I got to bring it back to the forefront, is you mentioned how you treat people, your fans who are not celebrities, no different than the fans who are celebrities. And I think it takes a very I don't want to say ethical, but it takes a certain type of person and a certain level of humility to treat everyone the same, right? Regardless of how they're showing up. I remember I was in church the other day, and the pastor was going off talking about how, like, if you're going to be a real like Christian, for example, if you're going to be a real Christian, you're not going to treat somebody who is homeless differently than you treat somebody who has
Exactly.
on, Louis Vuitton and Gucci clothes in a nice car. You're going to treat them exactly the same. You're going to love on them the same.
Right.
And I see how that principle and that way of life spills over into social media and building your community on social media, man. So I think that is absolutely amazing. When you think about it, like when a celebrity goes into McDonald's and orders a number one, it's $10.13. When that person who's working a humble minimum wage job walks in and orders a number one, it's
Same,
$10.13. It's the same.
same,
You getting the same
same thing.
burger at the same
Exactly.
price in the same package, everything. So it's no different here when you're building your community, man. So I think that is incredible. So you obviously said that growing your brand on social media is like top priority, right? It's top priority. Can you give us an idea of where you started? When did you start taking social media, especially on Instagram? Because Instagram is like over 300,000 followers is no joke, man. Like, when did you decide I'm going to take social media very serious for my brand and for my reputation?
It had to be about 2018. I really
Mm,
started, um, like really diving into social media, especially Instagram. It went back to this magazine kind of thing where I had to show people that there was an actual, even if it wasn't like a physical store, there was something that they could see visually.
mm,
So I had built and I had got to, I think, about 16K.
wow.
So I was good. I thought I was great. My account got hacked. I could not get back into my account.
Ooh,
Nothing I did could get me back
nightmare,
into it.
nightmare.
Total nightmare. I mean, I cried and I was like, all this I worked for and all this I did and all this I was devastated. So I had to start all over again. And I think
Ah,
that was the worst thing ever, to try to
yes.
build and try to get everybody back and to know that this is really me and that's not them and this is really me. So
Ah,
it was a disaster.
yeah.
But after doing that, I had to snap out of that and say, you know what, just like you built before, you have to build again. And I took it as a reset. There's a couple of my clients that told me, like, don't worry about it. I think this is just something to kind of clear out the old and bring in the new. And that's exactly what it was. Immediately as I started, it took me about maybe 2 weeks to get like 500 people. And I'm like, this is going nowhere. I'm like, I can't grab anybody. Like, nobody knows this is actually me.
Ah,
And then pandemic hit. And I'm like, okay, this is the worst thing ever,
yeah.
because I'm really seriously in a state where nobody's going to know who I am. And then
Mm,
finally, you know what? I had to again snap out of it. And I said, you know what? I've got to do this. I've got to get this done. And I took the leverage of Clubhouse when we were on there. I took the leverage of Clubhouse, grabbing those networks. And I took the leverage of actually people being at home
yep.
and having nothing to do. And what
Right.
I did was I gave them something to
Yes.
watch. That means like I was giving them something. I was sending, like I had gathered groups of all over the world. I grabbed some in Virginia, some in New York. I was just grabbing photographers. I'm like, listen, I'm going to send you this, shoot it. I'm going to send you this, shoot it, so that we can actually keep building. And as I was doing that, I saw the numbers go up. I saw things gradually going up. So I'm like, okay, this is what it is. I've got to stay consistent. I've got to
Yes.
be on this app all the time. And that's what happened. As
Yes.
I continue to grow, people saw me, like editors saw me. I remember getting a call from New York Times, and they're like, we see your platform, we see you doing this. And that's when I was featured there. And I'm like, that's all it is showing up. So just like you have to show up at your job on a daily basis, you have to show up on Instagram. You have to show up on your social medias if you want that, and if you do it the right way, because there are people that are watching on social media. So that's when I took it serious. When I got hacked, and when I knew that there was a world out there that couldn't see me, couldn't find me, I had to bring that world back. So now that
Wow.
I have it back, I'm thankful that I can keep them, and by keeping them, I'm keeping them by keep treating them the same. I get celebrities all the time, as you know, but they're no different. I respond. If there's a message in my inbox, of course, I have one of my assistants who help me out sometimes. But if there's an inbox or something I'm going to respond.
Right.
I'm not going to be that guy that just sits out, and
Yeah.
I'm too good to do that. And I think that's what people respect, and I respect them for respecting me.
Wow, man. Wow. First of all, let me
Thank
let
you.
me give you a round of applause, man, because that bounce back from losing 16,000 followers.
Listen,
Let me tell you, I know
listen,
a lot of people wouldn't have recovered from that.
listen.
They would say, you know what? That's it. I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. They ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying?
I was
So
at that point. I was at
yeah,
that
no, I
point.
believe it, and I don't blame you at all, man. But obviously, you had the fortitude to push through, right? And I think a very important thing for people to understand about you not giving up is that you had to have understood who you are as a person,
Right,
and you had to have a vision of the bigger picture
right,
to even have the courage, the wherewithal, and the fortitude to say, I'm gonna go ahead and rebuild this all over again. Like, you're not looking at just today. You're looking at the future. You're looking at what you have in your hand and how it can impact the world, and the purpose that you believe in your heart you've been
right.
called for, and you're standing on that, and that's what's giving you the courage to keep going. That's what's
Yep.
giving you the dedication and the commitment and the relentlessness and the resilience to keep pushing through, man. And I love how you adjusted and you adapted, right? Because like you said, the pandemic had hit and everybody was home. And that's when I had first gotten introduced to Clubhouse as well.
Mm-hmm.
And on Clubhouse, you just on your phone listening to
That's
people talk and waiting for
it.
your turn.
Right.
And at the end of the day, most people initially have no idea who you are. So you really got to humble yourself to be patient, wait for your name to be called on, to get your 10, 15, 30 seconds to speak on a subject. And then you got to hope that whatever you said is profound enough for people to want to go over to your Instagram and then hit that follow button. But like you said, Clubhouse was a great way to connect with
It
people. And
was.
that is literally building it from the ground up. And that's where I started. It took me a year to go from the 5,000 followers I had already had before I started really building my personal brand to get to 10,000 followers. All 5,000 of those followers was on the back of me being on Clubhouse for about 4 to 5 hours a day, every single day. So can we talk about that? How much time, right? Because we're not just gonna go glide over that like, yeah, I got on Clubhouse and build it back up. How much time? Because people need to understand what it actually takes, because we have to claim all the credit we deserve as creators and as people who are building brands on social media. Because I still think a vast majority of the world doesn't take being a creator or a social media creator that serious. So how much
Exactly.
time were you spending on
I
this?
was on Clubhouse. If we just strictly say Clubhouse, it was from like morning to morning. Like it was like 8 o'clock. Then I would jump into this room, jump into that room, and then like the 1 and 2, 3, 4 a.m. hours were the hours that I was up the most, just like going in rooms. And then everybody's like, "Who is this? Who's that person? Who's this?" And that was, as you said, a humbling time, because where you thought you were somebody, you were not.
Right.
You were not
Right.
anybody until you became, to that leverage and that
Yeah.
area raised. So to be able to build, and I have to say, like a lot of those followers still follow me that were on Clubhouse, like you and like everyone
Yep.
else who we were kind of really diving into, and who was on the app for the purpose of this, to
Right.
make actual legal and authentic connections versus just getting on and portraying to be somebody else. No.
Exactly.
And I believe that's how you, Monty, and how everybody else who took that app
Yeah.
and who are still growing, because we took it seriously. So
Yes.
it was an all day thing. Believe it or not, it was like a work schedule.
Man.
While you're doing other work, you were on Clubhouse. Even if you were just on just to show that little circle that you were on, that was important. And just like
Yep.
here on Instagram and Facebook, like I said before, it's just vitally important that people see that you're on, that you're in, that you're
Mm.
connected, so that they'll know that there's somebody still to be able to watch. So I think that's how Clubhouse came. Like everybody saw you and
Yep.
knew you. They were like, "Oh, there's Justin, or there's Monty, or there's this one, or there's that one." So you got to show up. You got to
Yes.
show up, regardless. Even if you only get 100 likes, or even if you get 5 likes, you've got to show up.
Mm.
Believe it or not, because even if they don't click, and this is one thing a lot of people don't understand, even if they don't click, they're watching. They're
Boom.
watching. So don't worry about the clicks and the likes. You have to worry about the people that are scrolling through those pages, who, while you're hashtagging, going on that hashtag, and they see you, and half the time people don't even want to know that they see you, but they see you. That's
Right.
all you want to do.
Right.
Show
Yeah.
up.
That's a fact. Just show up, man. I love it. And it's like, in this world of social media where there's billions of people that are active on the platforms every single month, like, you would be crazy to think that you not showing up every day is a necessity, right? And I get
Right.
it. Just starting out, you might have family, you might have kids, you might have work, you might have school, you might have all the above, and it seems or feels virtually impossible to show up every day. You have to find a way, right? Like on
Right.
social media, maybe you're not posting, but you're jumping on somebody's live and you're interacting, or you're engaging with some people's content, or you're showing up in your stories. Like for us, it was Clubhouse. Like, just have the app on so people know that you are on the app, and
Right.
they can send you invitations into rooms and invite you into places and spaces that you didn't know that you would have access to, man. So I just love how you really bootstrapped it on in terms of getting your following back,
Had
on
to.
social media, man. That is so admirable, man, and it's such inspiration. I really hope that people here are catching on to this, man. So let's keep moving forward, because I know that social media has definitely created new opportunities for you. You were already thriving as a fashion designer, as a fashion tailor. You're a mogul in your own right off of
Appreciate you.
social media. People know
Thank
who
you.
you are. People respect you. Yeah, absolutely, man. And but in terms of social media, 300,000 followers, you have to be getting some DMs or some emails from some brands about opportunities. So I want to talk about that. But real quick, let me just take this quick random pause and let everybody who's watching this, if you are getting value from this, drop some fire emojis. I don't care if you're watching this live or you're watching this as a replay, but you better drop some flowers in here for my man Justin, and you better drop some fire emojis for the Convos with Creator series, because we bringing you the heat, and you already know. And one more thing. Comment, get paid. If you want to learn, if you want to start getting brand deals and making money off of your passions, making money to create content for your favorite brands, if you want to start building a part-time or full-time income off of social media, comment, get paid, and I'm going to send you a DM to the #1 influencer marketing platform on the planet called Creator. With Creator, you can set up a free account and start working with top brands, small brands and big brands that are willing to pay you to create content. You on your phone anyway. You recording videos anyway. You doing this stuff anyway. You might as well get paid for it. So you can do that with Creator, and you can set up an account for free and start working with these brands. So comment, get paid, and let's get back into this, man. So Justin, you're incredible, man. Talk to me about, of course. Talk to me about the opportunities that have come to you on social media, because we had a little chat, and you had mentioned how you had gotten a brand deal that had paid you a little or at least $10,000. Now, I don't want to get all into your business if you got NDAs and all that stuff, but I need people on here to know what is possible when you really take the time to love on your community, commit yourself to showing up for your community, and you do it on a consistent basis. So can we talk about that brand deal situation right there?
Brand deals, yes. There's a lot that have come to me, and I didn't go to them. Like, everybody knew I love sneakers. I think I posted them all the time, but did I ever think that I would go? This is not even anything that I wanted to do. Like, I just, I was going to wear sneakers regardless. So, social media, Instagram is where all that happened. Especially my first one with Adidas. I'll never forget, I wore a pair of shell toes, and I remember tagging Adidas, and I tagged them, and the next thing I know, I got a message from Adidas Brazil, and then I'm like, okay, I was checking the pages, making sure it was real, and they're like, how can we assist you? And I'm like, huh? I'm like, is this real? They're like, yes, how can we assist you? We see your work, we see your brand. Thank you for tagging, the Adidas brand, but how can we assist you? What can we do to aid you? And during that time, I was going into Fashion Week season, and I sent them all of my information. I'm like, here's the press kit, here's everything that's going on, and here's what I'm getting ready to do now. Immediately they said, we want to be a sponsor. We want to be able to sponsor you. And I'm like, okay, so what does that look like? There's like, let's jump on a call. We want to be able to see how we can best help you. So they're like, we want to, we're going to supply you with sneakers. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I know there's a couple of my models on here that can tell you, like, they sent me a couple of pairs of shell toes, and they're like, we just need some type of content. Send it to us. And then I grabbed one of my main models, who was Ray, and I'm like, Ray, we just got to do something really quick. And I remember handing him the sneakers. He was like, what do you want me to do with these? I'm like, they're yours. Keep them. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to be able to do that with your models it was amazing, because they're like, these are mine? And I'm like, yeah, these are yours. So I have to say, Adidas has really been that brand for me, especially Adidas Brazil, because they have, anytime I have a show, anytime I have something, they see it posted. They're like, okay, what do you need? Like, what color do you need? How can we do this? How can we do that? And I think that's absolutely amazing, because there's so many, and I have some designers who have been in this game for years, and they're like, Justin, how did that happen? And I'm like, first of all, it was only God, number one. But number two, it was me showing up, and it was me answering in a way that they respected me as I respected them. It wasn't a point of like, here, this is what I need, and I didn't give them a whole bunch of demands. No, we came to the table and we agreed together. And that's what I want a lot of people to understand. As those deals come, as those people come, don't get greedy. Like, if they said, how can we help you? Okay, then what are you willing to help me with? You've got to still remain humble so that you can get the best out of it. Don't get the big head and be like, oh, I need this, and I need this. That's not how you handle it. If they're coming to you and they want you have to be able to respect them in that room and in that space. So, hey, what if they ask you what you need? Hey, what can you give me? That should be your next question. So that was my biggest deal, I have to say, because till this day, I don't care where I go, what I do, there's a pair of Adidas coming to my door, and they're making sure I'm great. And then from there, the
That's
other ones just kind of raised up. So,
That's
um,
fire, bro. You got literally have like it wasn't even it's not even it wasn't just a brand deal. It went beyond a brand deal. It became a partnership, like a lifelong
that's it.
relationship.
There it
And it's
is.
because of the etiquette that you carried when the opportunity came, right? They asked you what, we want to help you. And instead of you making demands, it's like, well, tell me the capacity in which you're willing to help me, and then I can help you help me
Exactly.
once I know that. So I love that quick tip there, because some people, you've been working hard and you've been waiting for an opportunity. When the opportunity finally comes, it's very easy to get
Right.
on your high horse, like, yeah,
Definitely.
it's about time. Let me tell you what I want, taking out
Right.
your
Yeah.
frustration on all the other brands that didn't hit you up.
Right.
And now you don't ruin the one brand that was willing to work with you because you out here being greedy. But
Right.
man, you
Right.
played your cards well, man. And I love what you said, like how it happened organically. You focused on building your community. And strategically what you did was you rock one of your favorite brands, one of your favorite sneakers, whatever the case is, and you just tagged them. You let them know, hey, listen, I am somebody who is a fan of yours. And that's one of the key things that brands look for in creators that they choose to partner up with is, hey, is this creator in alignment with our brand and the way that they carry themselves? Can we see our brand fitting in organically into their content and the lifestyle that they have? And is this somebody that we want representing our brand? And do they truly like our brand? Do they
Actually,
actually like our brand? Because I'm not
also,
going to just pay you all this money, and after you rock the sneakers, you throw them out. You don't care about them no more. You ain't rocking our stuff no more. They want to make sure that you are actually a fan, and you had all the chips lined up in the right way, and the opportunity came. And when it came, you were actually you were ready. You were ready for that opportunity, and I think that's a key thing there. If you're a creator here, even if you're not in the fashion industry, find ways to show your favorite brands. Find ways to show your favorite brands that you actually use their stuff, that you like their stuff. Find ways to incorporate their products into your content in a very organic way, and tag them and say,
right.
hey, I love your brand. Hey, listen, I love using this product. I love using your cameras. I love, buying my towels from your store, blah, blah, blah. Like, let them know that you exist at the end of the day, right?
It's the
Now,
it's a credibility. It's a
yes,
credibility part. If I can just add that, it's the credibility. They want to see
yes,
how well you give credit to where credit is due. Like a lot of
yes,
people are posting stuff and they are forgetting to tag or to put that line there that this is where I got this from, or this is where I got that from. I
right,
knew I knew I didn't make the Adidas sneakers, so it will be impossible for me to put on there. I'm in this fly suit that I made, and I not give credit to what's on my feet. You've got
right,
to do that. So they look at your credibility. Like, are
right.
you going to give credit where credit is due? So remember that too as well.
That's fire. Give credit where credit is due, man. I absolutely love that. And I see that you have your own signature shoe with Adidas. You want to tell the people I gotta put that on the spotlight, man. We ain't gonna leave that out here. My man Justin got his own signature shoe with Adidas about to drop. Can you tell the people about that,
Well,
please?
the Adidas one is coming out fall, but New Balance has just released last week. So that is amazing. That has been absolutely amazing. And then my homage sneaker came out with Gola yesterday in England. So there was two sneakers that they're paying homage to my brand, and we picked out the color and everything was working. So it's actually been amazing. But fall of 2024 in September, I will actually have my own shell toe with my signature. So I'm excited about
Yo,
that.
now, okay, okay. God is good,
He
and
is.
congratulations, congratulate. This is huge. Now, forgive me, but I can't resist. Is there a way that I could get on the list for the
I'll
for the?
make sure you get yours before everybody else gets theirs. How about that?
Okay. Hey, y'all heard it. This is being recorded too. This live is recorded, so Justin can't back out. This is a verbal contract, y'all.
I got you. Just send me
I
your
love
size
it,
and I
man.
got you. I got you. But I'm
I
looking,
love it.
even the other brands, I'm thankful for New Balance and I'm thankful for
Yes.
Gola. I'm even thankful for Rockaware. That was a small campaign that I did, with Jay-Z and his footwear brand. However, I'm totally, when I tell you, totally excited about this Adidas because they were my
Yeah.
first. And then for them to, it was like a year-long experience for them to say, hey, now it's time to get you a shell toe with your signature on it, with your name, and that's something I feel that I really worked for.
Wow.
And I'm really thankful that, it's coming and it's leading up. So fall of 2024, that will be one of the biggest releases for me. And I'm
Man,
thankful.
and you deserve every bit of it, man. And I'm here for it. I'm definitely going to be supporting you when that drops.
Thank you.
And man, I just want to commend you just for working hard, man, and staying consistent with it. Really, really being an example of how faith and commitment and discipline and humility will open up doors for you. And they will open up doors that cannot be
Never.
closed. You now have excuse me, you now have relationships that are lifelong. You now are working with some of the top brands in the entire world. And it's just a result of you having done all the work, been humble and loved on people, and really committed yourself and steward over your gifts and your passions to the best of your ability until it was time for the doors to open for you, man. So there's nobody that can contest that you deserve it. And you're a beacon of light, man. I hope that everybody who's watching this right now is getting inspired, whether or not you're in the fashion industry or not. Like Justin represents commitment. Justin represents discipline. Justin represents resilience. You understand what I mean? And these are all the ingredients that go into being successful as a creator and as a personal brand in whatever field and whatever niche that you are in. So thank you, Justin, for
Thank you.
just pouring your heart, man, and just being an open book about what it took for you to get to where you're at and how you've been able to navigate through your journey so that you could get to where you're at, man. And this, I genuinely feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg for you, man. Like the world is waiting for you. Like wherever you go, there's gonna be new opportunities that unfold. And man, your presence on social media is definitely felt. And I highly recommend every single one of you that are watching this, after you finish, just go and follow Justin right now.
Thank you.
Keep up to date with the projects he's working on. Keep up to date with the work that he's doing, the lives that he's impacting, and just how he's just changing and evolving and elevating the world of fashion, man, along with other brilliant minds as well, man. So any last, I like to do this to kind of wrap these convos with creator series up, man. What is one mistake that you want people to avoid? And what is one piece of advice that you want people to walk away with and remember you by?
All right. So the mistake, I would say, that I had to learn, that I want you all to avoid is people's opinions. Don't listen to them. You've got if there's something that you believe in wholeheartedly, you've got to show it, and you have to be able to stick it out, whether they like it or whether they don't. So people's opinions don't matter. And when I first started, that's one thing that kind of got to me. Like, are they going to like this? Are they going to like that? Or who's going to talk about me? Who's going to? And then that had to go out of the door really quick in order for me to thrive. Like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it, whether this one likes it, that one likes it, or whatever. Everybody's not meant to be for your brand. So I would just say that that's one thing I had to learn. One thing I would say and leave with everybody is, the piggyback is it's the opposite. Once you start, do not stop. You've got to remain consistent. As you start, through the good days, through the bad days, back to people not liking you or whatever, you've got to stay consistent in what you do, and don't look at who's doing better than what you are. Don't look at what brand you think or the likes and who's commenting on this, that, and the third. Believe it or not, some people on social media are only commenting because some people have their shirts off and all this other stuff. Don't worry about that. Remain consistent. Remain consistent. If it's a shirt brand that you're doing, if it's a streetwear brand that you're doing, stay consistent. Don't try to dibble and dabble into jewelry when you see somebody else doing great in that and that's not your niche. Stay consistent in what you're supposed to do, and then don't worry about everybody else.
Love that, man. I love that, man. Let's let mic drop. There was no mic, but I saw the invisible mic just drop just now. And incredible words of wisdom from somebody who is literally walking the talk, right? You're talking it, but you're walking it, and you're an example of everything that you just said. And just to recap for everybody, man, you heard what Justin said, right? Don't listen to the opinions, right? The opinions don't mean, opinions are just distractions. If you know the mission and you're committed to the mission, it
Right.
doesn't matter what people are saying, if they're on your side or not on your side. And once you start, don't stop. Show up authentically.
Right.
Treat your people the same. Love on your people. No special treatment, just love on people,
Right.
and be confident in what you're doing and be resilient in the face of opposition and adversity. And you can be successful, not just in these social media streets, but you can be successful in anything that you're doing in life. So again, Justin, I appreciate you so much, man.
Thank you.
You already know we're going to be in
Of course.
contact. And
Of course.
I want y'all to make sure y'all go ahead and follow Justin right here, right now. Go hit that little drop down arrow, find Justin's username, and
And
hit that
follow
follow button.
Monty. Follow Monty too.
Follow me
him.
too. Yes, follow me too. We're going to have a lot more of these amazing conversations with other incredible people just like Justin. But for now, we got to wrap this one up. And I appreciate you so much, Justin. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you. I
You got it,
appreciate
man.
you.
God bless you.
Bye,
Let's
everyone.
go, y'all. Hey, one last time. Comment, get paid, so you could start getting paid brand deals and making money on social media. One last time. Comment, get paid if you want to build a part-time or full-time or get some extra cash getting paid to work with your favorite brands. You comment, get paid, and I'm going to send you a DM so you can set up a free account with Creator. Creator is the #1 influencer marketing platform in the world. It doesn't cost you a dime to set up a profile, and it doesn't cost you a dime to set up your bio and add your links and all the things you need to do so you can start getting contacted by your favorite brands so that you can start making money. I have personally made over $50,000 to this point working with different brands, different types of brands that are in alignment with my interests, and you can do the same exact thing. And Creator is the #1 platform to do it with. Thank you for tuning into Convos with Creators. Shout out to Justin one more time, and thank you to Creator, because this Convos with Creator series is powered by Creator. So comment, get paid, and go check your DM. Set up that account with Creator right now so you can start making some money in these Instagram streets. It's time for you to turn your passion into profit, and it's time for you to turn your influence into income. Until next time, stay up. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's grow.